Hey guys, Palsteron here, and today let's talk about some of the creators in the last Epoch space that I like. Obviously, a lot of people coming over from PoE 2 right now, from PoE 1. A lot of people who frequent my channel might not have played too much last Epoch. I've basically played last Epoch since like 2019, way before I even started streaming. And when I talk about these creators, they are last Epoch centric. So even though I'm not playing, doesn't mean I'm not interested, right? I still want to catch up. I still want to know what's going on. So those are the people I go to. And just because a certain creator isn't on the list doesn't mean I don't watch their videos maybe or anything like that. These are just like the main ones that I kind of dumbed it down to 10. Also, just so you're aware, there's actually a big testing team usually in Last Epoch going on. So some of these people will not have much content out right now, maybe because they're under an NDA or maybe because they just haven't really explored the patch yet if they aren't. So yeah, just because they don't have anything fresh out right now doesn't mean that they're not about to in the coming weeks. First up, we have Lizard, who is a true OG and is probably my favorite when it comes to just raw build knowledge and just game knowledge. Min-maxing prowess, whatever you want to call it. I've talked to him quite a bit. I even have 1 or 2 videos with him. So yeah, I mean, he's an awesome creator. Nowadays, he doesn't do that much more on YouTube anymore. Mostly does his guides over on Maxroll, but I would highly recommend him. And then we have Dread, who I would call the Mathel of last Epoch. If there is any skill or interaction, weird, unique, that you want to try out, chances are it's on his channel. He puts a ton of hours into finding different interactions, and his YouTube is absolutely booming. Really happy for him, and in general, well deserved, right? Like, a lot of these things take a ton of time to test out. And yeah, he's definitely one to look out for. Then we have Curse, who've also been watching for a while. He makes very analytical videos, very in-depth. I'm mostly watching for that. And for example, the Heartseeker damage math that he posted the other day. Good presentation, no bullshit, thumbs up. Then somebody I've been introduced to just recently, which is Trickster, who is apparently a very competent rogue. And looking at his videos, I can't really see why not. He made a very good video about Dragon Song into Icicle Heartseeker Marksman, which I was even almost going to follow or like iterate upon or whatever. But I mean, he's an absolute beast. He has a very good presentation, very nonchalant, very, once again, no bullshit, which I like. And yeah, highly recommend the guy. Then we have Bina, who plays a wide range of builds as well, puts in a lot of time, and he also mains ballistas. That's about all I need to say, right? Then we have Terek, who is an absolute leveling god. Whenever I look into any sort of progression, I look for his Maxroll guides. Yeah, he's like, I mean, he's a beast. Just look at his videos if you're not sure how to level something. Extremely helpful videos. So yeah, definitely check that out. Then we have Perry, who has a very all-rounder kind of channel. Always seems to be on top of what's going on in Last Epoch. So it's also very good for kind of like a source for news, but also for build guides. The guy basically does everything. He also has a pretty frequent podcast with Dread, which I'm pretty sure is going to get fired up again. So also check that one out. Then we have Vision Gell, who actually does something that isn't all that frequent in the Last Epoch community, at least not compared to like the PoE community. He goes over like certain mechanics that are about to be introduced. So for example, runes, glyphs, stuff like that. So whenever he pops out videos, definitely look out for those. I don't think he makes them frequently anymore, but he also has a lot of guides over on Maxroll. Then we have Vulca, who is similarly to Lizard, one of the most knowledgeable people I know, at least. Never really talked to the guy, but I mean, just from his output and the way he approaches his Maxroll guides, I really like what he does, so definitely worth a follow. And at the end, also somebody I got introduced to rather recently, which is Frozen Sentinel, who I didn't really know because I'm not playing too much Sork in this game, but he seems to be very knowledgeable from what he's talking about. He also has a universal loot filter, which I might be using, either his or Bina's. We're gonna see. And yeah, if you're into Mage, if you're into Sork, Rune Master, all that good stuff, yeah, he's probably the guy to go to. And he put out a very end-game min-maxed guide recently, and now he also has a progression guide out. So also highly recommend this guy. But yeah, that's about all I got. If you want to check out the channels I just named, I'll link them down below in the description. I think it's very important if you care about being kind of, I don't know, immersed in an ARPG, which I, for example, absolutely love to have a broad spectrum of different creators that you watch. And once again, this is just my personal list. I'm very biased. I know some of these people, so take it with a grain of salt as always. But yeah, with that said, League start is around the corner. I can't wait. I put out a Warpath build guide. If you're interested in that, I'm going to be leveling with Hammer Throw. I'm going to be streaming over on twitch.tv/Palsteron. But yeah, regardless, hope you guys have a good league start in last Epoch. And since I still don't have a slogan, see you next time.